My fiance is my stepbro, and how that all happened is worse than I could have imagined. I, 24 female, and my fiance, 24 male, have been together since our sophomore year of college, so around 5 years now. For context, my mom, 50 female, had an affair with a coworker when I was 16, leading to my parents' divorce. She has been single ever since. Rightfully so. Cheaters never prosper.
That's right.
Except in many areas of life. She has gone on dates, but no serious relationship. I have a good relationship with my dad and his new wife. Sadly, my fiance's mom passed 2 years ago due to cancer, and his dad, 53 male, has been single since. My fiance proposed last year, but our wedding was delayed due to COVID. Our families had never met up to this point because his family lives in South Carolina, whereas we're in North Carolina, where we went to college, around a 3 hours drive away from his dad. 3 months ago in January 2021, we decided that it was time to have our families meet for the first time to discuss our upcoming wedding in June 2021, held in our backyard, COVID appropriate, with immediate family only. All good, right?
How could it go wrong?
My dad and his wife, my fiance's dad, and my mom all met at our place to discuss the wedding. This went well, albeit there was some tension between my mom and dad. Then, this morning, out of the blue, my mom called me and announced that she had eloped. I was shocked, as she had not been dating anyone to my knowledge. Upon questioning, it turns out that she and my fiance's dad have been dating in secret since that meeting in January and had married in secret yesterday, making my fiance my stepbrother. I want to throw up thinking about this.
What? The super crazy thing to me is that she ran off and got married right before their wedding.
At least wait a little.
What is everyone gonna do at the wedding? Talk about that, right?
And it's not like there's a ton of people that are going to be there. It's a small family wedding. There's more. She said that I should now cancel my wedding because it would be inappropriate to marry my stepbrother.
The audacity. What are you talking about?
That's like ordering a Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
Right?
Talk to me.
And
Talk
you're
to me.
about to eat that sandwich. Then saying, actually, I peed on that sandwich meat. So you can no longer eat that sandwich. I'm absolutely horrified. I shouted at my mom, saying she just loves ruining my life, and called her selfish. First, she cheated on my dad, and now she went and married my fiance's dad, knowing full well I was about to marry my fiance.
I'm just so blown away at the audacity of cancel the wedding.
Like, not only is she ruining OP's side of the family, she's ruining the fiance's side of the family too.
100%.
It's a double whammy. My mom then said I was still young and I'd have a chance to meet someone new, but she's old and has to take every opportunity she's got.
No.
And so I was an ungrateful bitch for not approving of her marriage. Then she accused me of wanting her to die alone. I want you to die alone, lady.
This is a masterclass in gaslighting right here, bro.
I know. I don't think I'm an asshole, but I just wanted to make sure, because ultimately I don't want her to have to be alone, even though I think she did that to herself by hurting my dad. I think I should be allowed to marry my fiance as we met first. I'm also 12 weeks pregnant with my fiance's kid, so that complicates matters more. We haven't told anybody yet. Am I the a-hole for being mad about my mom marrying my fiance's dad because she said I can't marry my fiance anymore? Also, the fiance's dad is an asshole too. But all right, before I make any more judgments,
yes,
please let us know what you would do in the comments. Put it in. But John, what would you do?
Man, yeah, you made such a good point. The fiance's dad is a huge a-hole as well, because like he agreed to date in secret, and then the big thing, agreed to. I bet you she told him she was gonna say this. Obviously, they got married. For even just getting married is already terrible, but like then he didn't stop her from saying, oh, you should cancel your wedding.
Okay, there is a little update. We just called his dad. Apparently, he sees no issue with my fiance and I staying together. It was my mom who had an issue. Honestly, I still don't know how I feel about this one because this still feels kind of gross to me. We'll probably be going low or no contact. I actually don't think it's that bad for the mom and the fiance's dad to get together and marry. If they fall in love, they fall in love, you know?
Yeah, that's fine.
I also don't think it's that bad to like it's just like a law thing. Like they're technically stepbrother and sister, but it's not by blood.
Not at all.
After they already met. Like I think it's more funny than anything else.
Yeah, it's just funny.
I don't think it's an issue. It should not stop her from getting married to her fiance whatsoever. The mom is terrible for suggesting that they should not be together.
Yeah.
Especially since they met first.
Literally, like I'm just so like I agree. Look, if you're in love, be together. Get married? I think honestly it was still a huge a-hole move to get married right before, to elope right before, to like run off, do it in secret, not tell anybody, like,
and then announce it too.
Yikes. My sister's friend forced my son not to eat in my own house. I kicked her out, and now my sister thinks I'm the a-hole.
Starving your child is a good move.
So my sister, cousin, and a couple of friends came over last night after work. My sister brought a friend of hers I'd only met a few times that I'd never had an issue with. At one point, I went to the bathroom, and the ladies were in the living room calmly enjoying some wine. And when I came out, my sister's friend was in the kitchen arguing with my son. So I asked her what she was doing. She said my son went into the kitchen to get food, and she told him to wait until I came out of the bathroom to ask me for permission.
Yo, it's his house.
Bro, the audacity.
You come into some random person's house and think you're going to set the rules?
I stared at her for a second and then said, who the F are you? You don't live here. He does. Who are you to tell him he can't go into his own kitchen? Lay that law down, Big Daddy.
Burn.
She looked surprised and said she was trying to be helpful.
You weren't, lady. You
Not
weren't.
at all. I repeated my question of why she thought it was okay to tell someone they can't use their own kitchen when she's a guest in someone else's house. She dodged the question and brought up that she's a teacher, which isn't relevant.
Well, maybe someone should teach you some manners of how to operate in another person's house.
And she said sometimes kids try to get around the rules. Oh, how dare you
You're
try.
inventing in someone else's home?
Hey, it's still a rule.
It's a rule.
I made it.
I have universal dominion over all rules.
Yes. I asked her what that has to do with anything. I then asked who even gave her permission to go into my kitchen. She said she followed my son in. I said, so you think my son needs permission to go into his own kitchen, but you can go wherever you like in my house without invitation, so you have more rights here than he does?
The schooling is brilliant. I love
It's
that
delicious.
we're getting, there's some lawyering going on here.
Oh,
you
some
know?
serious
some
lawyering
serious
over
lawyering,
here.
some serious asses being lawyered
Man.
and gavelled and pounded.
That's right. She said that she didn't feel welcome anymore and was leaving. She went back into the living room, grabbed her bag, and walked out. My sister asked what happened, and I explained that she had a disagreement with my son. My cousin and some of the other ladies said they thought it was strange that she followed him into the kitchen and had been wondering why she did that, and thought that her motive was weird as hell.
That is really weird.
I think it is. My sister and a couple other ladies said her behavior was perfectly normal and that I was unnecessarily hostile to her. My cousin said, but why would you confront a child you don't know instead of saying something to the aunt who's right here? That's so weird.
I agree.
I agree. Everyone but my sister acknowledged that that part was weird, and we all moved on. Later, my sister confronted me privately and said that she was very upset that I chased off her friend. She said that she really likes this woman and that I was over the top in the way that I spoke to her. I can be a little extra when it comes to defending my kid. So, was I the a-hole? Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about our big daddy here? What, Sam, we need to know, everyone. What is the take? A-hole or not for Big Daddy?
I think like he definitely did go, hella far.
Yeah.
I think it could have been just like, hey, don't tell my son what to do in his own house.
Yeah, that's
Like,
totally true.
And just leave it on that. But the audacity on that lady,
Bro.
that's pretty f***ed.
Yeah,
She's
super
definitely
crazy.
the a-hole. OP minorly the a-hole, maybe for going a little overboard.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that she would go and like to someone else's house and boss someone around.
So crazy. And like a child. too.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
like he wasn't even acting out. He's just going to
He's
the
going
kitchen.
to get food. Actually, you know what? You know who's the real a-hole here? The son. How dare you try to eat?
How dare you? Don't you know your
Excuse you.
manners? Ridiculous. I want my brother to pay for my $30,000 ring. I don't care if he doesn't have the money. Am I the a-hole?
You know, just because you're poor, that's not my problem.
I hosted a family dinner over the weekend. My brother brought my nephews 4 and 8 over as well. I used to wear my engagement ring all the time, but lately I keep it in my walk-in closet and mainly wear it for special occasions. While I was cleaning up the dinner table, my nephews went to go play while the adults were still in the outdoor patio/outdoor kitchen area. My brother was not supervising his kids. During this time, my nephews went into the master bedroom without anyone knowing and started playing with everything.
Oh, no.
Including my engagement ring.
Oh, God.
When we came to look for them, they panicked because they know they aren't supposed to be upstairs. Ran into the master bathroom and flushed my ring. No.
I am sorry, but even as a child, how do you have that reaction?
Flushed the engagement ring? We called a plumber in case it was somehow in the U-trap of the toilet and was not actually gone. But no, unfortunately, it was gone for good.
Sam, you know we talk about a lot of really hard situations on this podcast.
Oh, baby, the hardest.
And you know, Sam, that's not the only thing that we need hard in this world.
Fellas, if you're trying to play a little game of hide the zucchini and you want that zucchini to be nice, firm, and strong, I think you're going to want to hear about our next sponsor.
We are working with Blue Chew, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Chew tablets. It is the best option to get your wiener stiff.
And you might be like, oh, I don't need it. But hey, you never know until you try. You could already be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but what if you were Superman? What if you were Tom Brady throwing spirals every freaking day in the bedroom?
That's right, guys. Blue Chew wants you to have better sex.
And I do too, personally.
We want your dongs rock hard. Discover all your options at bluechew.com. Just chew it and do it, baby.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code OKOP at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. I'm like free, like actually free. That's bluechew.com. Promo code OKOP to receive your first month free.
Come on.
Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And I just want to thank Blue Chew one more time for sponsoring this podcast and making the hard things hard and our life easy.
Oh, yes. Back to the episode.
We still have the original receipt, so I called my brother. I emailed him a scanned copy as proof of the cost and asked him to reimburse me for the ring my nephew flushed. Immediately, he started calling me an asshole because we were family and he was just a child. He has refused to repay the cost of the ring.
I think sit the person down and be like, I'm going to figure out at bare minimum some sort of plan where you're like putting in effort. Like, here's the money I can do. Here's what I could put down.
Like, you should show that you're trying to make right.
Exactly.
Like, ideally, I shouldn't have to ask. I told him I will be taking him to court for this. And now my entire family is blowing up my phone saying family shouldn't sue each other and just let it go, which I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
But it is $30K. Edit. No, the ring was not insured. I found out the day after my nephew flushed it. My husband says he forgot and in the end, never actually insured it. My brother says he does not have the money to repay even $100 per month and has refused any kind of repayment plan. He said I live in a nice enough house and if I want a replacement, I should just sell my car.
That's crazy, dog.
It's crazy that he's not even like trying.
Not at all. He can't do $100 a month.
My brother to this day has not truly apologized. This is another edit. It was a Canadian. Sorry, not sorry. He said kids will do what normal kids do and they shouldn't be held responsible for a ring. But you should be responsible for the ring. They were supposed to supervise their kids outdoors with the rest of the family while I was busy cleaning up. I mean, it was their job to supervise and it was his kid that threw it down the toilet.
Come on now.
Edit 4. I don't believe for a second my brother and his wife cannot pay for the cost of the engagement ring. They don't make anything near my husband, but they do have a combined income of around $250K. They don't pay rent or anything because my parents gifted them their old house valued at $3.5 million in Toronto back when I bought my parents a new home years ago. There is no mortgage on the home my brother lives in. The only things my brother and his wife would pay for is the cost of raising their children, normal bills, and food. I feel so distraught because my ring holds great sentimental value. I've already been speaking with my husband's family lawyer, but at this point, I'm ready to hire a private investigator to find out if they really don't have the money. Going deep.
So funny.
I want to know what everyone else would do. What would you do if you lost like your ring or a $30,000 like equivalent and your family wasn't paying up? But John, let me know, what's your decision? Is OP the a-hole? Is the brother the a-hole? What do you think?
Brother's definitely the a-hole. You know what? I'm thinking about it on OP. OP's not the a-hole, but I think it sounds like OP said oh, they don't make as much as my husband makes and they make $250K a year. So, I mean, I think there's a certain certain monetary level where it's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like,
don't let it destroy the relationship.
if you're making way more than 250K,
Like $500,000 a year, maybe.
and you bought the house for your parents, you're like doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, I think what OP's more mad about is the brother's not even trying to make it right.
Which is crazy. Which
Which
is
like, that's where I think like the brother's like worried about just having to pay this,
Yeah.
but he's not even thinking like, what can I just do to make it right?
he refused $100 a month. And also, simplest solution ever, mortgage $30K off of the $3.5 million house. Nothing. That's nothing. They could do that easy.
I definitely think the brother's the a-hole. OP,
Yeah.
I understand she wants the principal.
Yeah, the private investigator is a little wild, but I
Hey,
like
she's
it
going
though.
deep. She's
I
going
love it.
deep. My best friend cheated, so I got her kicked out of her dream school. I, 19 female, am a sophomore in college and have a friend, Tia, 18 female, who is in high school and applying for colleges and scholarships. I helped her throughout the college process, and she ended up getting an early action to her top college, and she got a full scholarship.
I mean, that's pretty great.
I was happy for her until recently. I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, and she started gushing about how Tia's essay was so heartfelt and beautiful. I asked to see it because I thought she had forgotten to show me. She just showed me many of her essay drafts, but as I was reading it, I was completely taken aback. The essay was one of my college essay drafts, which I'd shown Tia for reference on writing techniques only. And I made this clear.
Wow.
So Tia plagiarized this entire essay.
Even when there's Chat GPT, come on now.
I know. If you're going to use someone's work, use AI's work. I was livid. The essay was really personal and she barely even tweaked it up. It was almost entirely copied and pasted. I trusted her with it, and this is what she did. In a fit of rage, I gathered all the evidence of me helping her with the college process, including evidence of me sending the specific essay to her, and I showed it to the school. She not only lost her scholarship, but she also lost her seat in the school.
I don't know if I would go that far. I wonder what OP got into. That's like a good question. Like, did OP get into like the same or a better situation?
Put in the comments what you would do, or if this is too much. Now people are calling me dramatic and shaming me for robbing her of her education. She's the only person in her family to get into college and receive an academic and athletic scholarship. So everyone was rooting for her, including me at one time. And while I didn't expect the outcome to be so severe, it was. I mean, what did you expect the outcome to be? Right now, I feel bad. I feel terrible. I feel like she took advantage of me, but I didn't want to be the cause of something so horrible. I did myself a justice, but at the cost of someone's dreams. Now I'm wondering if what I did was justified or not. Am I the a-hole?
I guess it's not that tough, but
Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
Put your answers in before you hear our take. John, what are your thoughts? Well, first of all, you know, regardless of let's reserve whether OP is the a-hole or not, would you do this yourself?
no, absolutely not. I don't think I would go, because also, I mean, I guess if we're applying to the same school, I wouldn't, but if someone like wanted to, like, if I had like a true homie that was like, yo, I feel like I would give it to them, honestly.
Oh yeah. I mean, like if it was at the cost of me getting into the school, then I would have been like probably
Definitely
pissed,
not.
right?
Yeah.
Like if I wanted my dream school and then I didn't get in because of this person copied me, I would be pissed.
For sure.
But I would give my friend like all my essays, all my tests. Boys help out boys.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? Yeah, I don't think I would do that for sure.
Yeah, it's just way too much.
It's too much. I get confront her personally, you know?
Yeah, definitely just like revise it. Like you can do so much. I remember one time it was in AP World History, 10th grade. And then me and my buddy that rode to school together, we both copied like, I don't even know if we did this intentionally, but we both copied the same like essay online. You know, I went and I like changed tons of words. I like definitely put an effort to do it. Not only did he get caught, he literally printed it out and like showed it in the front of the class. And he's like, this is the kind of stuff that you should. I don't think he called him out like in front of the class, but he did. And then like afterwards, he like pulled him aside and, you know, it was him.
I think that was a little bit much. But hey, you know, these are two guys that don't really like, you know, college and traditional education. So that's our take. Also, like in terms of the a-holeness, I think T is the a-hole for copying it without asking, for sure. I think OP's the a-hole for going way overboard.
Way overboard.
Especially if it doesn't affect OP at all. But that's our opinion. Let us know. Put your answers in the comments. See you soon.